Welcome to 11th Hour Sound. Today we're going to talk about why you shouldn't gate your drums. But before, like and subscribe down the bottom. It'd be really helpful. Hello, today we're here talking about why you shouldn't gate your drums, specifically toms. In my opinion, I think it makes everything sound way too choppy and not very nice. Some genres of music, and particularly quick music, is a very useful tool, but the sort of stuff that I mix is not very sort of applicable. So there's a trick I'm going to show you today, or a editing trick, tip if you like, which will be quite useful. I get sent stuff to mix quite a lot, so it's rare-ish that I get the opportunity to record bands. I generally just sit in the sort of the mixers camp, so I have to sort of deal with how all of the tracks are recorded and all of the instruments are recorded. But cheap plug, if you do want anything mixed, check out in the description. You'll see all of my links to my Fiverr gigs. I'm doing a promotion at the moment. I think there's 7 tracks left to mix for free, so 1 per artist, and you can tell that I don't like plugging stuff. 1 per artist, and you can just hit me up on Fiverr and I'll mix your track for free, in apart from a small admin fee of, I think it's $5, but hit me up. So the track we're looking at today is a set of multi-tracks which I downloaded from Telefunken. They've got loads of stuff on their website which is free to download, and obviously all using Telefunken mics, which is great. This particular one is a tune called Phrenobulax, which is a pretty cool name, and it's by a band called Karmic Juggernaut. I'll stick a link to those in the link below as well. So I want to show you this tom editing trick because it's something that was given to me by one of my lecturers at uni, a highly regarded engineer named Johnny Burgess, and it's something that he seen Chris Lord Alge do. So it's something that I want to show you today. It's a really good trick. It's not a quick fix like gates would be, so you need to go through each tom track individually and essentially edit each tom hit. So it sounds long-winded, and it is, but it'll make your drum kit sound a lot nicer overall. So on this track we've got 3 toms, we've got 2 racks and a floor, and all together, this is just those tracks soloed. As you can see, they sound like this. So you can hear there's lots of bleed. So I'm going to use, off this roll, I'm going to use the last tom hit, which is the floor, and you can hear that we've got quite a big cymbal crash sort of at the end of the roll. And what we're looking to do is get rid of that high-end bleed from the cymbals while maintaining the attack and the hit of the tom. But I also want to maintain that decay and the tone of the tom, so I can get that to sort of sit within the mix properly. So make this track a little bit larger. No, larger. And then what I want to do is I want to zoom right in, and using the tab to transient, which is just the keyboard command tab, that'll take us to the very beginning of this tom hit. I'm going to use B for separate. Why it's not called break, I don't know. And I know there's nothing before this, no other tom hits on this track before this point, so I'm just going to delete this and then scroll along. Just going to have a listen. What I want to do is that decay seems to finish on the bleed from the snare, so I'm going to tab to that transient, separate it there, just pull that back for the moment. So the cymbal seems to hit. If we zoom in a bit more, that's the last tom hit transient. So the cymbal hits sort of around here, but you can hear that there's loads of tone still left in that drum. So what I want to do, I want to find the attack of that cymbal hit, which I think is here. So yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it here, and then I'm going to use a cool trick by using the audio suite. So in the audio suite, what I want to do is I want to take all the high end out of this particular section of audio. So if I stick a one band EQ on, just move this out of the way. What I want to do is I want to put a low pass on it. So just engage the low pass, and we'll stick it in about 800. And then what we're going to do is that hopefully should maintain the tom tone and that decay, and it will remove the hi-hat. So if we just listen to that section, which you can do by listening with this preview button here, you can see that we maintain the tone and the decay, but we don't actually have any of that bleed from the cymbals. So using the audio suite gives you an opportunity to bake in any effects that you apply to a section of audio without using your inserts. So it doesn't affect the whole track, it's only that section of audio that you're using. So start at 800, but I'll take it up to 1000 just to see if there is anything in there, because I want to get as much of that tom tone in as possible. So we'll just preview that. I might take that down to 900. There we go, happy with that. So what I'm going to do is finish previewing that. I'll show you the difference in between. So this is it playing with the EQ engaged, and that's it bypassed. So you can hear all that cymbal. Now it's gone. So I'm going to render that in. Preview off. Render that in. That's now baked in to this particular section of audio. So what I want to do is add a nice neat fade onto that. Can add that into sort of taste, but this is a good starting point to use. So this is gonna, if I play the whole tom hit back, it's gonna sound pretty weird, because you get all of the attack and the roll of the toms, and then you just get like a low end decay. So just play that. Sounds like a cool tom roll, right? So if you play that in context, so if we play that in overall, what I'll do is I'll play it with all of the drums. you can see, hopefully you can hear that there's just ever so slightly cleaned up. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mute these. Oh no, group off, Russell, group off. Turn those other toms off, and hopefully we can hear some stuff that's going on. Cool, so that's cleaned it right out. And this is something I'll do for all 3 tom tracks, and I'll go all the way along and do that. And once I've done that, I will commit those tracks, and then it means that I'm not dealing with separate bits of audio all the way along. So when I come to do my drum editing in terms of my time alignment and my beat detective and things like that, I can actually pull everything in nice and square and get it all nice and neat. So that is how to edit your toms by not using gates. If you can like and subscribe in the bottom corner, that'd be great. Helps us make more content for you. And yeah, thanks very much. Like and subscribe. See you later.